Hello everyone, welcome back to Boston Bookhead. My name is Adam, and today we're going to be talking about The Pigeon by Patrick Süskind, a short novella, a haunting novella written in 1987. Known for his psychological insights, Süskind explores themes of isolation, control, and the chaos of the human mind in a way that's both simple and powerful. The story follows Jonathan Knoll, a lonely, middle-aged bank security guard living in Paris who spends each day in quiet, predictable isolation. That is, until a single event. A pigeon blocking the entrance to his apartment completely disrupts his controlled life. As he grapples with this seemingly trivial but entirely life-changing encounter, the pigeon reveals how fragile Jonathan's existence has become. Süskind masterfully uses the ordinary to explore the extraordinary depths of human vulnerability and existential condition. So, what does this novella teach us about the need for human connection? And how does such a simple story leave such a powerful impact? Let's dive in. Jonathan Knoll was left orphaned after his mother was sent to Drancy concentration camp and his father abandoned him. Knoll was arranged to marry a woman named Marie, who was already 5 months pregnant with another man's child, and ultimately flees with the man she already loved. Knoll only wanted peace and found that people caused a lot of instability and traumatizing events in his life. He nevertheless hoped that he would finally find himself in a state of monotone serenity and uneventfulness, the only state, in fact, for which he longed. As Jonathan ages, he becomes so set on finding a solitary life that he becomes completely isolated. In an absurd turn of events, this leads to Jonathan wanting to marry his apartment, a physical space in which he resides solely in. He remained true to his beloved, was even in the process of strengthening his bonds to her, and hers to him. He wanted to make their relationship inviolable for all time by buying her. One morning, as Jonathan lives his carefully routine life as a security guard for the bank near his home in Paris, a pigeon, the epitome of chaos and anarchy, appears in his hallway, sending him into an existential crisis in which he decides to abandon his beloved apartment. Upon seeing the pigeon for the first time, Knoll thinks to himself, "You will die, Jonathan, you'll die. If not right away, then soon, and your whole life has been a lie. You've made a mess of it because it's been upended by a pigeon. You must kill it, but you can't kill it." He determines in no circumstances could he live under the same roof with this pigeon. Not a single day, not a single night, not a single hour. That much was settled, unalterably settled. As Jonathan continues his day, he experiences a series of minor inconveniences that he reacts to like they're insanely dramatic events. In one instance, when he accidentally rips a hole in his pants while on guard duty, he thinks, "You have to do something at once," he shouted silently. "You must take action right now to close up this hole or you are lost." Because of the pigeon's disruption earlier that day, Knoll becomes unable to depend on anything else but his acknowledgement of his own existence. For now, it seemed to Jonathan that, although he himself indeed was still there, except for him nothing else existed. No juxtaposition, no up and down, no outside, no other by which he could have oriented himself. Jonathan's reaction to the pigeon, fear, frustration, and eventually introspection, reveals how deeply he has isolated himself emotionally and how this isolation has become stifling rather than protective. As he returns home and experiences another existential panic attack, Jonathan realizes he needs other people to establish himself as an individual who exists in certainty. For without others, there is no him. Why is it so deathly still? Where are the other people? My God, where are the other people? I simply cannot live without other people. He was just about to scream. He wanted to scream this one sentence that he simply could not live without other people, out into the silence. So great was his agony, so desperate was the fear, the aged child, Jonathan Knoll, felt at being abandoned. But in that moment of wanting to scream, he received an answer. He heard a noise. After this heartbreaking revelation and one of the best paragraphs in the entire novella, Jonathan ends up splashing through the rain again in a childlike manner. Jonathan returns to his apartment, feeling once again whole with himself and with humanity at large. Ultimately, the pigeon teaches that even though connecting with other people can bring unpredictability, it is essential for leading a fulfilling life. People need relationships and community to navigate the complexities of existence. The story implies that a completely solitary life, while seemingly safe, leads one to an incomplete experience, one that lacks resilience and emotional richness. The presence of others, while challenging, helps us to grow and gives life meaning. This is what The Pigeon teaches us. This is what Patrick Süskind's novella is about. This is why we need other people as we navigate our own existential identity.